Claire thought about the idea of building a base inside the forest. The idea of doing such a thing was very unexpected, but after thinking about it, she became more amiable to doing the work. Nodding, she said, I think we could do that. I don't think the store has many tools that are useful for building a house, so it could fill a niche offering such items. Hannah grinned. Placing a hand to her chin, Claire had a thought. I think we could even build a house without using any nails. Abby raised an eyebrow after hearing Claire say that. I remember reading about it inside the library. It just sounded like an interesting idea, so I didn't think much about it. But after hearing about building a base in the forest, Claire shrugged. Do you think you'd be able to do such a thing? Abby asked her younger sister. Pressing her lips together, Claire said, I think I'll have a better idea once I research it more on the wire. To herself, Darlena should be able to help me with the information. Out loud, she said, with the added space in the workshop, both Hannah and I could try experiment with the process. Hannah looked at Abby and nodded. We could try to create a miniature version of it and see how it goes. I'm sure if we do a smaller base first and test out how it holds up, then we could just scale it up. She used the hands to demonstrate what she was talking about, moving them apart to emphasize the idea of scaling the model. We should probably try and see if there's anything too dangerous in this area, Bill said, interrupting the talks about building a base. He wiped his mouth after taking another sip from the river. Tommy nodded. This time, I agree with Bill. We don't know the situation in this area. I think it'd be best for us to finish the job and find if there are any issues. I'm for that idea, but how are we supposed to get past that? Candace pointed at the wide river. Are you thinking we should try to wade through it? While they were discussing the matter, Claire decided to get a drink from the river. She approached the water and checked out the peaceful ripples from the current. If we were to build a base, I could see myself enjoying the sound of the water flowing by. I bet it'd be easy to get a good night's sleep. Taking a quick look, there didn't appear to be any monsters. What Claire did notice was a slight smell. It wasn't unpleasant, but the fragrance made her think about what Hannah had said. Is this what they meant? Claire wondered. Getting on her knees, Claire held back her hair with one hand as she lowered her head to the water's surface. She dipped her free hand into the water and brought her hand to her mouth. It tastes a little sweet, she thought to herself. With her thirst quenched, it felt appropriate to splash her face with the water. She moved to her neck and then to her arms. Even the climate isn't bad. It feels nice to feel a little clean. I've been having this armor on the entire time, and haven't had the chance to wash. Changing her position and sitting down, she placed her hands on the grassy moss behind her. Leaning back, Claire looked up at the clear blue sky and just basked in the light. If it wasn't for the monsters that could pop up out of the water, this area would be nice for sunbathing. Claire chuckled at the thought. She shook her head and let her hair freely swing. As she stared at the sky and looked at the leaves, Claire stared at the gap. Slowly, a thought began to form. Turning her head to look back at the group who were still discussing the idea. Abby! Claire tried to get the attention of her older sister. Abby directed her attention from the group to her little sister, shifting her body a little. Claire pointed at the trees. Why don't we use one of those?